Hello, this is my reflection or vlog entry for the Skills Lab course. And this is my reflection on the first day where we looked at narratives in music making. I think I was quite excited to start, and I thought this was a great one to start off with because it's such an important part of music. What story are you telling? Songwriting, both, using words, but also using music, sounds, soundscapes, which we also explored. And it's something that I'm grappling with myself in my own work. And yeah, I thought it was a great way to get going with the Skills Lab. And Abimaro and Aga were excellent in delivering the different workshops throughout the day. I kind of was definitely excited to start, but a little nervous that I wasn't going to be able to grasp everything quickly and I guess let myself go in the different exercises. But it was really great to have so many other people willing to learn and willing to kind of just engage in the experience and in the workshops, although we were online and not in person, because I'm sure in person it would have been a different story. But I think it went really well despite it being online. I think it was paced at a manageable speed, and we kind of spent 7 hours on Zoom together. And we covered so many different topics. We kind of talked about warming up a group of people, how to use a warm-up with children, how to use warm-ups with adults or teenagers who maybe aren't so down with the silly things, and how to manage that situation and how to adapt to your year group or kind of the people you're working with in a way that will allow them to do their best and also that will make sense to them. So I thought that was really interesting, and it's something that I've definitely been involved with a lot as a participant. I've had many different tutors and workshop leaders warm me up, and so to see kind of the techniques behind that and the thinking behind that was really interesting, as well as looking at the songwriting tips that Abimaro suggested and gave to us, using the cut-up technique, image-based, starting with a bass line or a motif, looking at colors. I thought that was really interesting. The cut-up technique was really interesting, and song adaptation. So moving from a well-known song into a different melody, different words, and kind of adapting it to your own creative inspiration. I thought that was really good, and it was actually interesting because I was first assigned to the group who was supposed to look at the bass line and start to develop some kind of 4 bars based on the bass line. And then when I went into the breakout rooms in the Zoom, I was instead in the image-based songwriting group. And so I was a bit like, oh no, but I really wanted to do the bass line. And it was actually really cool that happened because it challenged me to work with something that I wasn't comfortable with. And it ended up being something really cool and something that I probably wouldn't have gone with immediately by myself. So kind of overcoming challenges myself within this space has been really interesting. And I kind of see that I can overcome, and I can, push myself a bit more than I would like. And I should push myself a bit more because that's kind of the way we're going to learn the best. And then by you kind of overcoming those challenges, I think that you can then enter the mind of whoever you're leading and working with and see, okay, how do I allow this person to kind of exit their comfort zone and get a bit more creative and try to think outside the box. So it was cool to kind of go through that experience myself. And yeah, I mean, the last session of the day with Aga writing an opera was excellent. I think all of our inner children came out during that session. And it was, initially when he said, oh, we're going to write an opera, this is how it's going to be. And obviously he's super high energy, which is great. It must be exhausting for him to be that way, especially, especially if you're with children. I feel like children require way more energy, and you to keep that up the entire time. So props to him for doing that. But he definitely maintained energy. He told us we were going to write an opera. I was like, how's this going to work? I was really curious as to how he was going to kind of divide up the different tasks. And I have to say, like, despite it being online and some technical issues, like, it was really, really well delivered, and I felt quite proud of what we achieved by the end of it in the final product. And it kind of opened my mind to the different ways you can go about using these techniques with the people you're working with. And I'm really excited to, do the next skills lab. I think that this will be probably one of the more valuable ones for me, because it's something that I hadn't explored as much and hadn't had as much experience in. And again, something that I'm working on within myself and within my own music. So to see that in a different context where you're working with other people was really interesting, and how to go about that. So yeah, I'm really happy about how it came about. I thought it was a successful day. I learned a lot, took loads of notes, and I can't wait to implement it hopefully one day. But yeah, super great day, and can't wait for the next one. Thanks.